All right, so today we're going to be taking a look at GI Joe Classified Falcon, Vincent Falcon Falcone. I had him as a kid when I was growing up. One of the staples of GI Joe was, you know, these little 3 3/4 characters. Well, now they're in 6-inch figures, and you know, I'm definitely down to collect all these guys. So this, unfortunately, though, is not one of the best or one of the good figures for the classified line. You'll see that right away. I have this next to him. And that's because this is a horrid sculpt, Hasbro. This is just not okay. It's not the worst, but it's definitely a weird looking. I don't know what's going on with this. It's just something's wrong with it. I don't like it. It's just, you know, he's supposed to be, you know, a handsome type of guy who's, you know, pretty good with the ladies. This dude doesn't look like that. So right away I threw that out and I went and got a different head. And this head comes from, I believe it's Blowback from the Valaverse line. And that looks a little bit more in keeping with the tradition of who Falcone was, right? You know, it's just a regular looking guy. Looks a little bit more, you know, approachable instead of this thing. So this figure has some issues. Number one, the head sculpt is traumatic. Number two, his weapon, I had to actually put some sticky tack here because this thing kept falling off. And number three, this never sits down correctly. It just refuses to sit. So it's always moving left and right. It's just not, I mean, it's definitely not horrible, but it's definitely not a good experience. Anyways, he comes with this comms radio, which is really cool. I like the detail in it. I like the fact that it's got this little antenna. He's the comms guy, right? He's going to go make some calls, call in for artillery support. He's got to make sure team. Now, the other thing that's funny, I can tell you right now, this beret would probably not. Berets are shaped in a very particular fashion in the military. This would be close to your skull, and this would be not sitting out this far. It's just, from my beret wearing days, it's not what you would, it's not great. The only way to actually do one of these well is to actually sculpt one on and make it one piece together. And then it'll look like it's supposed to look. This is the best I could do. Patch has got to go right here in a line, and this has got to go really close to the head, but you know, it does the job. So anyways, I swapped out the head, put on the beret as best I could, fixed the hinge back here. The weapon does articulate this way to close it, like basically an expendable stock or an expandable stock for his shotgun there. I think I'm going to leave it like this for now. So, you know, just leave it there in that motion, in that way. And anyways, let's get down to some articulation. Of course, his head moves every which way because right now it's being held in by some sticky tack. So I'm not going to move that too much. But if you wanted to have him look up and stuff, you know, he can. But since this is customized, I don't think it's fair to even do a review of that. Comes with this regular GI Joe articulation, right? He can do a T-pose a little bit more better, a little better than a T-pose. You know, he's got double jointed elbows, fantastic. Love that. Good job, Hasbro. I mean, when they do a good job, they do a good job, and you gotta, you know, recognize that. This piece is actually part of, I guess they're trying to make it to where this belt you know, kind of flares out the bottom of his shirt. But it's actually one piece. I'm not sure what's under here. But anyways, it's just kind of weird looking ultimately. I wish they'd have made these straps a little tighter. They just kind of float around up here and get in the way. Basic leg articulation like your GI Joes. You can do the splits, you know, drop down hips, pinless knees, double jointed. Well, there goes the backpack. Kind of tight. I don't want to press my luck there. And, you know, standard articulation in the legs. So, anyways, that's the figure that I'm going to end up with. Maybe later on, somebody on the secondary market will come up with a better face, or the, you know, custom sculpt market will come up with a better face. But yeah, if you're going to, I mean, you can keep that face if you want, but I can't look at it. It's just not great. Other than that, it's definitely a great figure. The backpack's got some great little sculpting details with the canteens, rope, you know, communications gear, stowage. You know, I think sometimes people say, well, you know, let's get some color in this. And I'm like, you know, it is a toy line, but ultimately, if you're in the jungle, you don't want to stand out. You don't want to be a target for anybody. So the more muted the colors, the better. And this is a little shotgun for some close range attacks or some close range warfare. No secondary weapons at all, but anyways, that is what it is. So let me see if I can put Sergeant Slaughter next to him. See if he's a little bit taller or shorter. Sergeant Slaughter is always going to be a little bit taller, see? He's one of the bigger figures for the GI Joe line. So, let's see. Here he is next to a Cobra Viper. Is he taller than a Cobra Viper? No, he's about the same height. About the same height as it. Stick his head up a little bit. Close enough. About the same height as a Cobra Viper. A little bit less taller than... a little bit shorter than Sergeant Slaughter there. Stand up, you. Anyways, thanks for watching, and have a good day.